FOLD shares at the highs now. Amicus Therapeutics up about 13.75%. Company announced it settled its patent litigation with Teva, TEVA, Foxtrot, Oscar Lima, Delta.
Okay, so let's talk. All right, are we doing a little confession time? Man, what a week. And today I'm just so not in the mood. Got up. I have to make an account on Quant Tower because the trial expired this morning, and so now I can't log into both accounts simultaneously. But that's no big deal. I knew that was going to happen. Just have to go through the motions and do it. But somehow I thought that was not today. So got up, obviously tired. I just roll out of bed, walk over and sit down and start drinking caffeine. And then, trying to get there. And I guess the goodness is I'm green everywhere that I traded. Did not trade very aggressively. Like I said, I was not in the mood. And, just I don't know. My brain hurts. It's always frustrating, right? Trading always sucks, but such a crap week, right? I had the my funded futures way over payout. I had $2,000 coming or 2,500 coming, and I was oh, you know what's I need one more trade, and then God just got destroyed. And then the same thing yesterday. Like that was flawless for 2 weeks, not a single red day, and then smoked the $5,000 just a couple of trades. I'm so frustrated and so disappointed, and there's some kind of BS issue with my RiseWorks verification, and like I didn't even get the opportunity to give them all the information. It just like errored out and said we can't verify you, and there doesn't seem to be any way to appeal it or to add more stuff. I don't know.
NUZE popping again here at 87 cents, up 138%. That's November Uniform Zulu Echo, NUZE.
But I do want to watch the Apex announcement interview thing. Maybe we can do that live together. Yeah, give me just a second.
RRGB, Red Robin share is moving here a bit on light volume. Romeo Golf Bravo.
I love when I do that. I sit down and I just have this amazing conversation with myself, and then I'm still on mute. Sorry about that.
Coming up at 10:30, natural gas storage. Expecting a build of 80 BCF.
Yeah. Oh, buddy, I didn't know. I didn't know you got up, buddy. I didn't know you got up. Somebody's out there. Who is it? That's my buddy Luke. Go get some of that morning breath, huh? It's the grossest thing ever is my puppy likes to lick the mouth, the morning breath out of all my other dogs, and it's it's so gross. It's so gross. Sorry guys, I'm dying over here. Okay. First, I need some music. Do I care about the copyright violation? Yes, I do. Do I want music? Yes, I do. There's got to be some kind of like rule that background music is okay, right? It's got to be. Sarah, go outside, baby.
ORIS, Oriental Rise Holdings, open for trade now at $5.10. Halted on a circuit breaker at $5.61. That's Oscar Romeo India Sandy.
Okay, in a couple minutes, I'm gonna do that. Interview with Daryl, or I'm just gonna watch it. But sorry, I still got some stuff to work through.
Taiwan Semiconductor hitting new highs now, $209.99, and continuing up 12% following their strong report this morning. That's Tango Sandy Michael. UEC, Uranium Energy, shares up about 7.5%, $8.58. Uniform Echo Charlie, UEC.
Okay, focus. All right, give me just a second. I'm gonna try to find that interview, and I'll be right back. And there it is again. It's on mute. I do it all the time. All right, so I did still going to keep an eye on the market, but I wanted to watch the interview with Daryl. He's supposed to be talking about these changes.
No, I've never been there.
Oh, so you just learned Hebrew, right?
Yeah, I studied Hebrew in college, so for 6 semesters. So, but wasn't really speaking Hebrew. It was more just reading, like the Torah and all that. So.
Okay, so let's begin. I'm just making a small announcement. So welcome everybody. We have people mainly from Israel, but from all over the world. See someone from Romania, UK, New Zealand, and many more. Thank you for joining us. And special thanks to Mr. Daryl Martin, who accepted my invitation to make another Zoom session for Q&A about everything that's going on with Apex. We have about 17 questions and few personal questions after it. If you have any questions that you came up during the Zoom, you can type it into the chat, and if we have time, I'm gonna go through it. So, Mr. Daryl, how are you?
I am doing fantastic.
How are things going on in Apex?
Things are going well. Things are going really well. We have a whole new technology team that is building it up and getting ready to launch just a lot of new stuff, new site, new back end. We're getting ahead of everything instead of being behind everything, because we grew so much so fast at the beginning of this year. Like we doubled in size in a matter of a couple months. And so we've staffed up. We've hired over 100 new customer service reps. So that way we can start responding to tickets faster and getting all. So we're getting all them trained. So it'll take a minute, but we're getting them all caught up. And we're getting the technology where it's going to be a whole lot faster. We're going to be adding on a whole nother option besides Trade Evade Rhythmic. So that'll be coming out hopefully before the end of the year.
Consensus.
So I'm hoping to be testing that this week. So I think we got the programming done. We just got to test it out, and it's a really, really cool platform, and gives us all sorts of analytics to be in front of stuff. Because what we want to do is, like when there's denials, right? We want to let people know, our goal is to let people know up front, hey, you violated this rule. Like, change this action before you come to your request for payout. So that way you don't get denied, right? Instead of, you put it in, you're waiting for 5 or 10 days, and then you get denied. And you're like, well, I wish I would have known like 10 or 20 days ago. So we're trying to get it to where we can get everything up front and automate it. So that way, like, say somebody does DCA, we're like, hey, you did DCA once, don't do it again. But just, just a reminder of the rule up front. Because somebody, maybe they knew and they don't know, and stuff like that. And so just to get people like where they know what's going on their account as it's happening versus having to wait for a reply from a request. Because when you put that payout request in, you're expecting to get paid, right? And so we want to pay you. So we just got to have people follow the rules. And the reason the rules have come about is there's a lot of regulation coming. We just submitted a 30-page document to the CME. So, and they want to see a lot of accounts moving to live, okay? And not just staying in send. And so we're having to basically make it to where people who were using the account as sort of just a simulation, blow it, earn another paycheck, blow it, earn another paycheck, blow it, earn another paycheck. We can't do that if we're going to live, right? You need to be able to keep that account going. And so that's why a lot of the new rules have come about, because we're going to start moving we're putting the plan into place to where people will start graduating into live like constantly. So, and which we're pretty excited about. And that's where, most traders come anyways. Like, you want to trade live, but you don't have the money. Well, now let's get you to live, And so we're helping shape that regulation a little bit by having a lot of input on that. Not that we have any control over it, but, just, staying ahead of it and trying to make sure we're on the up and up in everything that we do.
Oh, sounds great. You just answered about 15 of my 17 questions. Okay, so I'll start with my first question. But before, just want to make a small announcement. Currently, there's a war.
A build of 76 BCFs, more than expected.
Including all our surroundings. We still have more than 100
natural gas
actually
futures getting a
101
small pop
hostages
here
still
now.
held in Gaza, and we hope to see everyone coming back in a good shape, good health, and send peace to all of our troops and all of the fronts, and that all of this shitty situation will get over it and everything will be okay finally someday.
Yeah.
Hope it will be very, very soon. Okay, so first question is, does Apex, the intention of Apex is to be a company that new traders come to try new things, to study, to learn, or is it some sort of platform that experienced traders, sport traders can come and to scale themselves?
Both. So new traders come and learn. You know, that's why we don't have a limit on evaluations, unless somebody's like earning and burning. Or if they're about to be moved to live, then we'll say, hey, okay, we're about to move you to live. You're not going to have it. You can't have evaluations and live at the same time. It's not allowed. So definitely for new traders, and then for experienced traders, sharpen their skills and get more capital so they can leverage them. Great. And hopefully the new traders become the skilled traders that, you know, get more capital and can leverage them. So
the problem is it takes time. It takes time. And
yes, trading is definitely a skill that took me quite a bit of time to get down. It takes everybody time to get down. Yeah.
I think
but it's a lot easier to lose $30 than it is to lose $2,500 every time.
Roblox,
so
Bear Cave out.
I remember the last Zoom that you said that you went to a prop firm on your early days and you got 300K in your first month, which is super fast. For me, it took about 8 months to get my first payout of 2,000. So I'm just living it, you know, play it safe, slowly but surely. So I guess
it wasn't my first month I got that. It's once I got that, then they capped me out. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Today I watched the interview that John made. It's a 2-hour answer a lot of questions over there. It's like speaking the state of mind of Apex and giving a lot of explanations about recent events that happens on Apex. A lot of answers. I would recommend everybody to watch it. If you didn't, for our community, we already sent some summary of it.
Time, crude inventories, a build.
Yeah, we try to be very transparent, just letting everybody know, hey, here's why things are happening. Here's what's going on. Here's why the why behind the what.
1.4 million.
So it doesn't just seem like there's some nefarious, bad intent. It's like, no, there are actually really good reasons for this, and it's really good for Apex, which means it's really good for you because it gives the longevity of Apex.
Okay, we have few traders that got denials.
Yeah.
And from their perspective, that the reason for the denial is not justified. Like for example, the number of contracts they are using. So if someone feels that the denial that he got is not accurate, or how can he appeal about it? Who can he come in front of? Can he do something about it?
I mean, he can reply back to the help desk and explain why that it's not justified, and they maybe reply back with why it is. So they're pretty careful about denials. Like if somebody's going and doing 2 and all of a sudden they're doing 10 or 20, and then they're going back to 2, then that's obviously not trading a consistent size. That's loading up, going for an all or nothing, stuff like that. And not to gaslight anybody, but some people will make a bigger deal out of getting denied and not quite tell you the whole story. Whereas we may have the whole story on why they got denied. They know the whole story on why they got denied, but they're not happy that they got denied. So therefore they're going to go complain really loud about it and make it like it was, unjustly denied. So just take that into account, that there are 2 sides when somebody's reporting something, that they may not be giving you all the details.
Okay, so if there's a situation like this happen, they need to approach the help desk, because they say that the help desk is giving a strict answer about it's not their specialty. They need to confront to the compliance team or some other place. So you say basically the denials are not final, and you can appeal about your denial if you feel that is not justified, if you can have the proofs and statement from
you can have the proof. I mean, you can feel free to submit it. So yeah. And occasionally we do overturn one, but I mean, it's not often. So because when it's done for a very specific reason. So, I mean, we're looking to pay out, and we paid out $90 million in the last 3 months. So it's not like we're not paying out. So, you hear about, dozens of denials, but you don't hear about tens of thousands of approvals. So obviously, if we were looking to just deny people, you wouldn't be seeing, now if you hop on like our Facebook page, you'll see constantly people getting approved. So posting their approvals. Our YouTube has constant, like interviews of people getting approved, getting paid, all that stuff. So, I mean, think about it. There's $90 million getting paid out over 3 months. So the denials are not as bad as people are making them out to be. It's just the people that are getting them are very upset, and they violated the rules somehow. And that results in a denial, and they're able to fix it. So we didn't deny them and take away their money and close their account, which we could do, right? Other companies do that. So I saw a company the other day that said, hey, you traded through NFP, you traded the NFP. We're taking away the $4,000 you made, they took it away. We're not doing that. We're not saying you can't get paid. We're just saying, hey, you violated this rule here, follow the rule, make another request, get paid.
Okay, that was exactly what John said in the interview that was published. So regarding this process of the denial, is it automatic? Is there someone that's doing it? Because
it's manual.
About
every account is looked through manually.
Sorry?
We have reports that help us, but every account is looked through manually. Okay,
so you said that this process is supervised, and there's little room for error about denials, right?
Yeah. Supervised, the rules are laid out. I mean, all that. I mean, it's all the stuff that we put out there. So there's no subjectivity. Like it is what it is. That's why I'm like, you can try to dispute it, but I mean, you're better off just focusing on your trading and getting the next approval. So, denials they became a big deal because we actually started doing them, because we found so many people were, whether it be unintentional, intentional, whether it be a scheme, a scam, or I just didn't know, whatever. But they were taking advantage of the system. And instead of treating it like a long-term relationship, if I'm going to build this account up over time, and IPO, they're going in and like, hey, I'll get my $2,000 paycheck, and then I'll burn the account, and I'll have 50 in backup, and I'll just keep doing it. Whereas we're wanting to build relationships, build accounts, build people into live, and we have to have consistency for that. And we, as a company, to survive, think about this. I mean, we don't want to live on fees, right? So to survive, good traders, which we want good traders, we have to have them consistent so that way we can put them into live. But if we put everybody into live that's not consistent, then they just blow money and then we're out. So you got to think about, like, do you want a company that's going to be around a long time to be able to pay out big paychecks and everything else? Well, that can supply those funds for you. Well, to do that, then you need to be able to be somebody who can stick around and, keep something consistent. So it's more the people that are just very volatile in their trading size. We know just about every scam that's out there, and I don't mean people are scammers. I don't want to put it that way, but we know every way that the system can be worked. Even though we do find new ones, it seems like every week, but we try to make it really easy, and some people have taken advantage of that to where they're trying to make it, okay, how can, instead of me making this a trading career, where I can make money on a consistent basis, how can I just work this system to pull money out? We're not trying to be a casino. We're trying to be a trading platform to empower new traders and existing traders to be able to trade in live accounts without having to risk their own money in the process, and to be able to do that over a long period of time.
Okay, sounds great. Regarding all the situation with the bond futures, can you elaborate a little bit about what happened and why did you decide to cease the trading on the bonds? And do you have anywhere in the future intention to bring them back again?
Right now, there is an error in the bond futures. It's not really an error. It's the way that the CME calculates the settlement of each contract order. Okay. And in live, it wouldn't matter. But in simulation, it allowed people, and there was about 100 traders that figured out, probably a couple traders that then spread it to about 100 traders, that figured out how to manipulate it in the sim environment. And so they were literally manipulating the bond settlement method to be able to grab like 2 ticks above the market and sell it, 2 ticks below the market and buy it. And until the platform fixes that issue to make it a straight, order matching process, then it won't work on sim correctly. And we're not the only company, I don't know if you know that, but there was like half a dozen companies that stopped trading bonds because of this, because we made an announcement about it. So basically there is due to the way it's settled, it's really complicated, but due to the way it's settled on the fill prices where it uses an average versus an order matches order, it allowed a simulation loophole. And so people were going in and basically just like, taking money out of the system, not really trading it, but just taking it out based on the loophole. And so we had to shut it down until the platforms get that corrected.
So it's situation regarding the CME about the situation. You need the CME to do something, or
no, not the CME. It works. You can't do what they're doing on a live account. They wouldn't get filled. But on a simulation account, you can get filled at a false price, like a better price than what's really available. And so the platforms are going to have to change from using the CME settlement method to using a method like ES, like where it matches the price, like buy to sell. And until they change that on the bonds, we can't open it up because people are literally going in and stealing money in the process.
So you have any...
So about 100 people run it for everybody, if you want to put it that way. But
an expectation about when they're going to fix it?
We have no control over the platforms. We turn it into them, and then we just got to wait on them to get it done.
Okay, next question. We get a lot of complaints about the support team. And I've watched the interview yesterday. He said because a lot of things happened, and you didn't, Apex didn't came ready to the situation that it quadrupled themselves in a very short time.
Yeah, and so we had crappy customer service in the process. Yeah.
So what's going on in this field in the?
So now we've hired 100 new people, over 100 new customer service reps. They're being trained up. As they're trained up, you'll get more qualified responses and you'll get faster responses.
So you're growing up from 4 customer service to 100?
Well, about 8, but yeah. But yeah, literally, we went and did 10 times the amount, because what I want for our customer service team to do, and I don't know how long it's going to take to do this, but once we get the online customer service at a level that I think for myself as a customer would be satisfactory, like getting, fast replies, getting detailed replies, good replies, then I want to open up the online chat for customer service, and I want to open up the phones for customer service. So I'm trying to get to that level. So I don't know how long that's going to take, because I want every level to be done right, versus if I just open all of those up at once, then none of them are going to be good, right? So we're getting the online customer service where it needs to be with all the growth that we've had. I mean, we're 10 times as big as the next largest company out there, literally. So we know the numbers because we know the brokers, we know the platforms. And we're literally 10 times the size of the next largest company. So nobody's facing any kind of challenges like we're facing as far as size. And to me, that's an opportunity just to do better, So that's why we went in and did a massive hiring spree, and we hired customers. A lot of people we hired were customers. Like everybody we hired, I think, was a customer. So people who know the product, know how it works, are passionate about it, and but then also have education and everything else. We hired people across the world, so we can have that 24/7 coverage. So as they learn the skills and as they learn to use the systems, be able to research stuff, that'll improve. Our reporting with our brand new, we have like 8 new programming staff. As they build better reporting systems, things are going to improve. Like I said, denials will improve because we'll get to you before you get to a denial. We'll be able to say, hey, you need to fix this, before you ask for money, because this is going to happen. And so that way you're not like surprised because it's really frustrating to request money and get denied when you have no idea that's coming. But if you're like, hey, okay, I need to fix this. And so we're working on automating reports right now to where people can get like same day notice, when they violated something, and again, we're not looking to cancel people or take away their money. We're just follow the rules, we're trying to train consistent traders, and all of our rules have consistency in them. They're built for what do smart traders do. One of the questions that was asked over here was, what size do you consider consistency? We understand you're going to change size. I mean, if I'm risking $300 a trade, and one trade has 4 ticks risk, and one trade has 12 ticks risk, I'm going to have different size on those trades, right? Because I can size. That's the way you should always determine your size is based on your risk. You go risk, and then divided by ticks and multiply it into size. So we understand size is going to change, but we're talking about drastic size changes. People going from 9 to 99, stuff like that. So it's when people are being very erratic, not being risk management adjustment. Like that just makes sense. There's no problem.
So we have a specific question about this situation because you mentioned it. So if the profit target is, let's say, 100 and the stop loss is 200, and he's currently trading only one contract. If he switched to, let's say, 5 contracts, but the target stays the same, 100 to 200, should he expect a denial or is it okay?
Well, is he like doing that once, or is he doing it constantly? I mean, why is he changing size on the exact same risk model?
I think it's better results. Faster.
So he just wants to make more money?
Yeah.
Okay, is he going to consistently trade that size?
Yeah, he wants to scale himself up, so he's switching to.
Yeah, you can scale up. That's not a problem, and you can scale down too. But like, you can't go from like 1 to 10 to okay, I'm just going to do 1.
So 10 times is not good, but 4 or 5 times it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, what would you do with your own money in a live account? If you wouldn't do it with your own live money, don't do it in ours, because we're trying to move you into live money. I mean, and that's sort of the common sense rule that we're applying across everything. Is this something that you would actually do in your own account? Would you go in with one contract for one day and then do 20 contracts one day and then just do one contract for the next 9 days? No, not unless you're being crazy the one day you do 20 contracts. So that's just, you trade a consistent size. So now again, you may adjust that size based on risk, but just randomly adjusting it from 1 to 5. I mean, if you're doing 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 5, 2, 1, yeah, we don't care.
I guess it's at some point when you have a lot of cushion in your account, so you have enough drawdown. I think the scaling up with the contracts is a basic thing to do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So as you once you're in a PA account or a live account, of course, and you build your buffer,
yeah,
it just makes sense to size up in contracts. Like that's sort of what that is what you're supposed to do. That's the goal, is to compound your profits. Less trading, more size, more money. So yeah, that's definitely we see traders do that all the time. So they'll be trading like 1 to 3 contracts. And then they build in like a $10,000, $20,000 buffer, and all of a sudden now they're going 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if they lose some, then they scale down. And they go on a winning streak, they scale up. So yeah, I mean that's when your size definitely changes. So when you're in that trailing drawdown area where your risk is always the maximum amount, say like $2,500, that's not really a time to be sizing up and down real big. That's trying to be very consistent and get a buffer, because that's what you should do as a trader. In a live account, you'd want to first protect all your earnings, then have profit to risk versus risking your original capital.
Yeah. Traders that are prohibited to buy new evaluations accounts. If for some reason their PA accounts are getting burned, that's the meaning of it, is that they cannot do business with Apex anymore?
Well, there's 2 reasons for that. One is either they're going in and they're earning and burning their PA accounts, like they burned like 100 of them. They'll go in and they'll make $2,000, pull the account, do another evaluation, make $2,000 below the account, do another, make $2,000 below the account. And that's literally all they do. Okay. They're not trying to have any consistent long-term trading, or they're about to be moved to live and we're evaluating them, and you can't have evaluation and evals at the same time. So we're about to move you to live, and so we're just monitoring you for consistency, and we don't want you spending money on something that you're not going to be able to use.
So if a situation like this happens, it means that the trader cannot continue to trade with Apex, right?
Now, they'd have to make an appeal if they blew all their PA accounts.
Oh, so, okay, there's a situation. There's an exit.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Can you elaborate a little bit about all the probations process that's happening? What happens after 30 days? What will allow traders to pass this probation, and what will make them not to pass it? And if they don't pass this probation, then what's going to happen with them?
Well, then either they would remain on probation or their account would be closed, depending upon what they've done in the last 30 days. Like if they're on probation and they're just breaking the rules constantly, well then, okay, let's just call it a day and part ways. If they've made improvements, then they'll be taken off probation and they'll be able to continue with their accounts like normal.
So the probation status and the situation that they cannot buy another evaluation accounts are separate, totally separate process?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Because usually they came, as far as I know, they came together.
They can.
Okay. So, okay, in the probation status, the traders have to have a cushion of above $2,600. Why?
They have to have a, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Why did you set this rule? And
because they're earning and burning, and so we're basically making them leave a buffer in there. Every other company actually does this on everybody. So we're only doing it on people on probation. So where they have to have a support level in there. So that way they're having to earn more, and then they keep that account longer because they're not drawing it down to $500 and then blowing it the next day. So they go make $4,600, they withdraw $2,000, they still have $2,500. And they can last because we want them to get multiple payouts for a long time on the same account. Not one payout, below account, one payout, below that account, one payout, below that account. So that's the whole point of the probation is like, hey, let's get you to a point where, you know, you are able to consistently get payouts on the same account because we want to move you to live. So
is there any indication that someone passed the probation status?
Yeah, we'll tell.
So he should expect an email after 30 days or more?
Yeah. And he can always request it. Hey, have I passed it? Am I good? You know, you can always ask.
Okay. And can you explain a little bit about the buffer zone in the probation status? I don't know what the meaning
The
is.
buffer zone, again, is just there to make sure they don't earn and burn the account like they've probably been doing a whole lot of. So we want them to get multiple payments on one account, not multiple accounts, multiple payments. And you know, I mean, what I mean by that is like I earn one, I lose it. I go get another one, I make money, I lose it. I go get another one, I make money, I lose it. It's like, why not get one account and make money on all three? That's somebody we can put into live. And that's healthier for the company, which is also healthier for the community and the traders, because that means we're doing well. So we're able to, you know, pay you well.
So basically the way...
And we're developing good habits in the trader by having them learn how to manage their risk and manage their profit. So that way they can, you know, become a long-term successful trader. I think most people here are wanting trading to be probably their primary income source. So learn how to do it the right way. So whether you're trading with Apex or on your own or somewhere, whatever, that you're doing well. We just want you to be successful. And successful is not, I make a withdrawal and I blow my account. I make a withdrawal and I blow my account. Successful is, I make a withdrawal and I make another withdrawal and I make another withdrawal and I make another withdrawal, you know? And so we're really pushing those successful principles, probably the only company really pushing those successful principles as traders for traders. So many of them are out there, like they'd rather use blow through and blow through and blow through and blow through. You know, again, regulation isn't going to allow that very much longer. Okay, we know this. We're talking to them. And they're not going to allow these companies, like these companies don't even have path to live. They're just going to be shut down. You know, and even the platforms are starting to vet. They're just now starting to vet who they're allowing to come on. So all these pop-up fly-by-night companies, you know, most of them are going to be gone. And a lot of new ones are no longer going to be forming because they're starting to deny people. Because we want to keep the industry clean because we don't want it to be over-regulated. So we got to make sure we have a good, clean industry to work with. And, you know, the CME goes, are you creating live traders? You know, are you creating volume for the exchange? Or are you just creating a video feed? Which one are you doing? You know, and so they want to see a path that the company has for creating volume on the exchange. That's the reason that the prop firm companies should exist, according to the CME. And so we have to go, okay, if we're going to move people to live, then we got to make sure that they trade like a live trader should be trading. And so that's the reason for the rules, is to, you know, help develop traders and make them better. And I've had a ton of people talk about how the rules have made them much better traders. So not like doubling down, DCAing 10 times over. It's like, yeah, it works 9 out of 10 times, but the 10th time you blow everything you ever had, you know, stuff like that.
It's a question about when people got denials and they get like a title like risk management, and they're asking if you can on the team can be more specific, or maybe show them about a trade that they've done, so and instructions about how to fix it, because many times they get a denial reason and they don't know exactly what to do with it. They don't know how to fix the situation. They're not sure about the rule they have broken. So
okay, so it's not specific enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, let me bring that back to John and see if we can get. I know some of the reports are being made to make that easier. And again, the big report. Remember, the big thing I was telling you is what we're trying to do is get to where the reports are able to tell you what happened before you ever even get to a payout request. So those reports will be like, hey, this trade, this example, this, you know. So that is coming, and it's coming to be faster than after you requested money, which will be a lot more helpful for you as a trader. But let me see what we can do about getting specific on the denials themselves. So before we get to that point, but we're trying to get to that point where we can automate this entire process, and people will know what's going on their account before they ever get to the request stage. So that way they don't have any guessing or wondering or stress of, am I going to get approved or not? You know, the idea is my goal is, if you got to the point where you could request a payout, it gets approved. So we've given you enough notice on everything that you should know. So not where you're worrying about getting approved. And again, remember, there's, you know, $30 million being approved every month. So we do hear about the denials, but there's a lot more people being approved.
Shares up about 12.5% now. 1181 following their earnings.
Okay, after someone got the denial, can he just trade another 10 days and follow the rules? And then the second time he requests for a payout, it's supposed to be okay, right?
It should be, yeah.
Sure. Great. Since you mentioned the regulation, so do you think the regulation in this field will going to hurt the traders, or will be benefit? And I understand that all the probation status are related to the new situation that's going to be after regulations will step in, right?
I think it'll be good for the traders. One, I think it'll get rid of a lot of the scam companies that are out there. And it'll look for companies with best practices. So like Apex is putting best practices. We're putting rules into place that traders should be using in their own accounts. So, and some people don't like that. They're like, I want to trade the way I want to trade. The way you trade blows all your accounts, and that's why you're with us. So we're trying to teach you how to trade better, you know? And so I think it's going to clean up the industry. I think it's going to make I bet there will only be a handful of companies that survive, like maybe 3 or 4 that survive the regulation. And that those companies will be enforcing more rules like we do, because they'll have to be able to keep up. Because CME wants to see best practices. They want to see a service that's helping traders, helping the exchange get volume, everything else, and not just evaluation.
A draw of 2.191 million.
So the regulation is from the SEC or from the CME or from which?
It'll probably come from the CME.
CME. So basically, the partnership with the CME is their intention to add more volume, more traders to their stock exchange. Right?
2 million versus a draw of 1.4 million expected. Draw of 2.19.
You have any new ways about enforcing the rules, or do you have any intention about getting people to have more multiple accounts or less multiple accounts? Like, what's the direction
getting a pop
do you think that we're heading to?
$78 up 41 that data.
We're seeing how, as we implement these things, how they go. So, if somebody's on probation, we may limit the number of accounts they can have. But beyond that, I feel okay with 20 accounts for PA accounts.
3.6 million gallons of neat SAS
and then, we may limit the number of evaluations to where you can only have 20 at a time. As many as you want, but 20 at a time. Because some people get like 100.
LUV.
And those are the ones that are earning and burning, right? They're just like, okay, I burned it, I don't care, I got another one. I earned it, I burned it, I don't care, I got another. And those are people that they're working the system. They're not trying to become good, consistent traders. So, and we're passionate about making good, consistent traders, and that's what we want to do. And we're not, the evaluation, it's really simple. It's made just to be, can you make so much without losing so much? There's really not much around that. But once you start getting paid, it's like, okay, now you got to start acting right. We know you can hit the right buttons. We know you know how to make money. We know how to not risk money, stuff like that. And we can make the evaluation a whole lot harder, but then you're paying all this money for evaluation with no opportunity for profit. So we keep the evaluation simple and then give you the opportunity to earn money, but with some guidelines that any good trader should actually want to, embrace.
When you say earn and burn, you mean performance accounts, right? No, not evaluations, because evaluations.
Right. Yeah. We don't care about evaluations. So that's just, can you hit the right buttons to make a profit without hitting a loss?
Okay, great. Can you picture what is the main goal of Apex? How do you see Apex in the future in your vision? Like thousands of successful traders that you want to copy trade them, or like a house that new traders can study and give birth to the new generation of traders? Like what's the vision? My
vision is tens of thousands of live traders making hundreds of millions of dollars a month.
Can you picture how is it to be a live trader? Because I don't think everybody knows what's the meaning of a live account or
it's trading the same as PA, except for your order actually goes to the market and has to be filled by somebody else.
So you have only one account, and what's the drawdown?
You can actually have 3 accounts in live.
And what's the drawdown number of contracts? Or is it?
You'll get this. We'll start you off small, but then we'll build it up for you. So let's say you have 20 accounts. We'll build it up and build it up and build it up for you, because we want you to get used to it. Because again, we're training you to be a live professional trader. So, but if you had 10 accounts, and you could get up to 300 contracts. But we want you to know how to handle that volume, because that volume has to be there for you to get filled on it in a live market.
Cool. What do you think that customers most appreciate on Apex, and what do you think the customers are less appreciate about Apex?
Let's see. Most appreciate that we have been we've been the driving leader in the prop firm space as far as making systems, rules, developing stuff, putting stuff in place that truly benefits traders. And that's resulted in the biggest payouts of anybody combined, like everybody combined. We paid out more money than every other company in the industry combined ever. Just us. So I think payouts, making a system that, you know, generates massive payouts is what is most appreciated. I think what's least appreciated is probably the part of we're actually compassionate about making you a consistent trader equipped for the live market. And some people just, they don't like discipline, you know, but that's what a good trader is. A good trader is disciplined. So, and that's where some of the denials and some of that stuff comes in place, you know, of, hey, you got to learn how to do this right. So I think that's probably the least appreciated. Nobody likes having to learn to do things the right way, you know, but everybody appreciates having learned it once they're making money and getting paycheck after paycheck after paycheck.
I think it's like in school or in the army when you go to training session, you hate it. You need to study. You hate it. You need to get discipline. But I think eventually, for us that have served the army, the training session is the most appreciated one after. Now. But you don't see it when you do it. You see it only maybe years after. Only years
exactly.
After. Okay. What do you think are the biggest challenges there Apex is heading on in the near and in the far future, and how do you think about dealing with it?
I think challenges are just continuing to grow with the growth that we have, but we're handling that really well. Constantly innovating with new technology to stay up and stay ahead of the market. And just making our risk analytics really good. We brought in some really good people that have worked for exchanges that can really help out with risk analytics and brokerage firms and stuff like that to just basically put the company in the healthiest state possible for the long term. Because as it gets bigger and bigger, that actually helps us because it helps Delta neutralize our risk. So, you know, and then just, I think being better at communicating why the changes are happening when they happen. I think that's where we drop the ball more than anything. Is we just sort of said, hey, here's what we're doing, here's why we're doing it. It's done. Instead of like really, I don't know, just doing a better job of communicating. So we've had, you know, we've been working on that. That's why like John did that big interview, you know, and why I'm doing this interview. And you know, we want to get a lot better at communicating what's happening and why it's happening. Like a lot of people don't know that the CME is looking to make sure that prop firms are trading, like converting people to live, that they're creating live volume, that, you know, all this stuff. And so therefore rules need to be put in place to maintain healthy traders that are going to go into live for the prop firm to stay in business. You know, they don't know that. They just see a rule put in place, you know, so we need to communicate that better, get that out there. And that's why I'm on here today.
Thank you for that again. One second. A personal question about you've been a CEO. So what makes you the most joy in your role and in your, you know, everything you've done with Apex?
Seeing the lives change. So, I mean, I get tons of stories from people that, I mean, from people that were homeless, like jumping from neighbor's house to neighbor's house, you know, or living out of their car, you know, that make $40,000 in a month, and it turns their life around. You know, people whose wives are getting to quit their jobs and stay home with the kids. People who are retired and making more money now on their withdrawals than they were on their Social Security checks. You know, people will be able to fulfill some of those life goals and dreams and get that car they've always wanted, that Porsche, whatever, you know. So, and all those things come back to what's important to you and why you want it and everything else. But I think just being able to help people, you know, the tune of paying out, and what we paid out now, like $330 million. I mean, I never dreamed it would get this big when I first started it. So I just wanted a company that was good, that helped out traders. And so to see, I mean, we're already, you know, $330 million paid out in, you know, 3 years.
Consultation on proposals.
So which is pretty cool.
Issues with buying.
In Israeli shekel is over $1 billion, so you can say that you already got more than $1 billion payouts.
Adding protections.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. Yeah.
Firm
It is a
Holdings
goal.
off the low, just off the lows now, 43.98.
What are you
Also,
most disappointed
payment was
about
earlier,
your
sent shares lower?
like
lower
same question
for
about
him.
disappointment?
Shares down about
Disappointment about Apex?
Yeah,
8%
like
now.
what is your least favorite thing as a CEO and as a founder?
Oh, least favorite thing as a CEO? Having to tell people no. So, like, sorry you broke the rules. No, because they'll come to me, they'll appeal to me, they'll direct message me, you know. And I'm like, dude, you broke the rules, you know, and I feel bad for them. They're like, but I really needed this money. And I'm like, well, you really should have followed the rules. I'm sorry. Like, that hurts. Like, I don't like doing that.
Do you currently trading on Apex accounts or a live accounts?
I trade my own accounts. Yeah.
Do you think that today's Daryl would have passed the evaluation and all the rules that Apex is setting?
What's that?
You know, the question is, if do you think that today's Daryl, that will start as a beginner, will succeed in getting payouts and passing evaluations using?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do you want the clients and traders say about Apex in 5 years from now?
I want them to say they have great payouts, fast payouts, great customer service, awesome communication, and stable technology.
What is the most difficult business decision that you made until today?
Fed's Goolsbee does not comment on monetary policy.
I think the most difficult decision was to have to deal with
Speaking at a conference
the people who are working the system and start enforcing payout like rules. Because we had them there since the beginning, but we never really enforced them. But what happened was some YouTubers got together and started spreading the bad, you know, practices. And it got so big that it's like, okay, we have to take control of this. And so that was the hardest decision. That caused a lot of the drama that's happening right now. But it's also cleaning up now. People are seeing faster payouts, better payouts. Yeah, so like now we're getting to where sometimes like we're approving payouts within minutes. Payouts are there the next day. So we're getting a lot faster.
Every time that you change something in any field, not just in Apex and trading, every time that you change something to people get upset and get angry. So if you involve money in it, it's like putting gasoline in a fire.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So it's like the book Who Moved the Cheese. I think that's the name in English. The great book about about two mouths that's someone moving their cheese, then they don't have cheese anymore. They need to find new ways. A book about changes and stuff. Really, really good book.
What's it called?
I think the translation to English is "Who Moved My Cheese," but I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I'll check it out and I'll let you know. And regarding books, what is the book that most affected you as a trader?
What book most affected me as a trader?
Yeah, like you recommend for any trader to read, or it doesn't have to be a book. It can be anything else, any educational.
Mind Games. So it's a book about trading psychology.
Mind Games. Who? You remember the name of the author?
Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'll look it up.
Yeah, the name of my book is
Market Mind Games. It's the name of it. And it's by Denise Schull. Have you ever seen the movie? I don't know if you've ever seen the show Billions before, but the trading psychologist in that show is based off Denise Schull.
Denise Schull. Okay. I'm gonna text it up to the traders. The name of my book is Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson.
Traders as exact
Awesome. Put this in
Delta Sandy.
I'll put an Amazon in there.
Shares moving a bit higher now, $14.75.
There's a link to Amazon.
You have a performance account on Amazon?
Do I have a performance account on Amazon?
Trading live money. So I'm going to run through some questions that popped in the chat. People asking, what is the definition of consistency when it comes to sizing? Sometimes the volume or another reason makes me want to enter with less sizing.
Yeah, you can change your size. It's just massive changes in size for like no apparent reason are going to get questioned. So like we talked about earlier.
What do you say about the rumors that Apex deny big payouts and approve smaller payouts?
Go look at the payout page. We have plenty of big payouts we've approved. We just approved $2 million for one trader last month. So I'd say the rumors are false.
Biggest payout in history, right?
Yeah, biggest payout by any prop firm in history. So those rumors obviously would be based on false information.
Do you think that somewhere in the future Apex will allow to buy direct performance account without evaluation in exchange for more money or?
That's going to have to go to the CME as we're working with them if they even like or approve that model. So far, we don't think they do.
Okay, 1 second. Someone is saying, so basically altering the trade size by 2 to 3 times and returning back is fine. What I'm understanding, the answer is yes, according to the volume. Yeah. So it's the same question. 1 second. Okay, if someone has reasons that he needs to change his trading strategy, let's say that he trading during the Asian session, and now he have a day job and he cannot trade anymore on the Asian session, so he needs to change his whole strategy. Would it be okay, or should he expect a denial?
Yeah, if he's consistent on it, if he changes it, he changed it. Then I mean that's not going to be a big deal. If he's doing completely random things every single day, that's going to be a little bit different.
Can he notice someone or get someone intention that he's about to change anything?
We probably won't even notice if he changes the strategy once. So when we see big drastic changes that don't continue, that's when the big issue comes up.
Someone is saying that he burned a lot of accounts, but he didn't get a payout, and on his second payout, he got this probation email. Do you think it's by a mistake, or do you think it's...
I can't answer individual questions because I don't have the accounts pulled up to be able to answer on them.
Okay, do you advise him to approach...
Open a help desk ticket and ask why. If he didn't get a clear answer, then ask for a clear answer.
Okay, someone is asking, my wife would like to start trading her own account. How can we have more than 20 accounts in the family? Can't.
Yeah.
They need to get divorced and to split houses.
Yeah.
So,
tomorrow
in the news are going to be Apex or...
causing divorces. Yeah, great.
I'm just reading it. I've made 2 withdrawals and they have been approved. They never blown up PA, but I got the email about being under 30-day probation before moving live accounts. Is a mistake, so just answer it.
Well, that probably means we're looking at moving you to live. So,
yeah. Another question. I blow a lot of PA accounts, but only now started to get payouts, and I received the email. Everybody else, why is that? Maybe it's a mistake. So I think it's the same question. Unfortunately, because the email stopped trading, and I want to come back. Can I come back and I trade? So I will answer it. If you got any probation status and you failed it, or you cannot buy any more evaluation accounts, just contact the help desk and we're supposed to help you. So there's another question. You posted something. What happens if I change my strategy during the talk? We already done. What happens if I change my strategy during the probation period? There'll be effect.
What's that?
What happens if I change my strategy during the probation period?
I don't think it'll hurt as long as you're consistent about it.
Okay. Can you elaborate on what CME is and their role? When will the new regulation take place, in your opinion? So the CME is the Chicago Merchant
I
Exchange?
think it's easily within months.
Month. Okay. When is the Discord channel coming back?
Once we got the customer service where we want it.
Okay, great. A lot of people saying thank you. Why is it taking so long to the compliance team to answer? Why don't we get clear answer? Why payout was denied? And
you should have a clear answer in your email. If you don't, then ask about it. If there's a reason why it's taking a while, it's because they have to look up your account again and they have to go through all of your information again. So those emails take a long time to get to. And remember, we just hired 100 new people, so they're getting trained up. And so, it takes a little while to get everybody trained up and up to speed, so that way they can answer the questions at a faster speed.
Okay. People that are under investigation, account investigation, what should they need to do? Like, wait, because there's no explanation about the status on your support page.
They just need to trade like normal.
Sorry, they?
Just trade like normal.
So they need to continue to trade, or should they stop it until they...
Definitely keep continuing to trade. I mean, that's what we're going to be looking at. If you stop trading, then it's not going to move forward.
Why didn't the people who got on the probation mail got an explanation about what they did wrong? They will repeat the same mistake if they don't know what it is.
They didn't get an email, then they need to ask in support why they got it. They should have got an email.
Okay. What do new regulations mean and how is the CME? Okay, we talked about it.
Well, we use CME data, and so the CME is a self-regulating entity, and therefore they can regulate the prop firms.
Is this regulation only for American prop firms or worldwide?
It'll be anybody doing futures off of CME.
Okay. Does the 10-day probation, I know 30 days status is from the day the email, because someone couldn't ask for a request. So he asking about when does the probation status begins?
The day you get it.
The day you get it, okay. Can me and my wife trade on the same accounts?
Nope. Only one person can access the account. You can't share your account with anybody else.
Okay, unless someone will write question in the upcoming 10 seconds, we're gonna call it. And I want to thank you in person about everything you do, about Apex, about this new industry that you actually created or elaborated or got into explode. For me specifically, it changed my life, literally. I was trading options and switched all my tradings to day trading and futures.
That's how I was.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for coming here tonight. I want to thank you about your support in Israel right after October 7th. I've seen the post and you got it. So thank you for that. And wish you all the best and good luck. And I hope your vision and things will come true. And that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions for me or for Daryl, I think we can release Daryl for his day-to-day trading. And if you have anything for me or you want to discuss with the community here, you're more than welcome to stay. That's it. Thank you, everybody, and have a green days.
All right. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, what do you guys think? Honestly, I don't think I got much out of that. I'm probably gonna have to go back through and watch it again. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Certainly not in the zone today. So, a couple of real rough days, I guess. That's such is life. All right, we will see you guys later. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for coming by. And we will see you soon enough.